Hey family, what's good? This is your girl, I'm the Bronze Goddess, and it's time for another strawberry letter. Before I get into today's video, I want to remind you guys to check out my book. It's called The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. It's on CreateSpace, Amazon, and you can also download it in Kindle. I'll be sure to link my book below. Without any further ado, let's go get 'em. I need to vent/share my experience on how I still have not overcome it. I was in a relationship with a man who I didn't know at the time had no British citizenship in the country and was on a student temporary visa. I was young, dumb, and I managed to get pregnant early on in our relationship. Because of this, I considered getting an abortion, but was convinced by my Christian grandmother that was not the wise thing. He also convinced me that he would be around and that he would marry me and that we could raise the child together. Because he attended church regularly and came from a family that were Christian, married, and had family values, his father was a reverend minister. I naively trusted this because his family would be a support system should anything happen. We informed both of our families. His being in West Africa and mine's both being here, and our families agreed that we should have a traditional West African engagement at his church. His father traveled over to conduct the ceremony at my boyfriend's church, and it was decided later that we would get married. Anyway, after the ceremony, his father went back to West Africa. I moved in with my boyfriend at the time, and things started to go downhill from there. The bigger my stomach became from the pregnancy, the meaner he became to me, and the more distant and emotionally unavailable, cold, and selfish he would become. I didn't want to raise my child alone. I told him about this. We eventually had our child, and I thought things would change. I'm gonna have to summarize it from here. Basically, nothing changed when she had the baby. He still was very selfish. He was going out on the weekends with his friends, going out to different events and things like that, leaving her alone with the baby. And eventually, they grew apart. And what happened was he actually, when she told him that this wasn't working for her and that she was tired of feeling all alone and that most likely she would just end up being a single mother, he ended up moving on, meeting somebody and getting into a serious relationship within about a month. He ends up moving back to West Africa to be with this woman, marries her, they have 2 kids. When he left, the child was 8 months. Now the child is 6 years old. The writer is watching all the updates, still follows him on Facebook and seeing how happy he is with his new family. His family has never reached out to her regarding their grandchild, the child that she had. The church that she attends, which was also the boyfriend's church, they have never said anything about how he treated her. They just kind of act like as if nothing has ever happened. The writer admits that she is extremely bitter, that she is extremely heartbroken. She doesn't understand how Christian people could do somebody like this, to go on and leave her in the situation that she has been left in. Now, the reason why I wanted to do your letter in particular is because I'm sure there are so many women who ended up getting pregnant by someone who had promised them the moon, the stars, the sky, and everything in it, and ended up not being what they said they were going to be. Ended up not being there for the child, not being there for them. And I know that what you're going through is what you're calling it bitterness. It definitely is bitter. And you're saying that you haven't been able to move on. It's been years and you haven't been able to move on. I think one of the first things that you should do is to stop following him on Facebook. All you're doing is torturing yourself. All you're doing is torturing yourself to see how happy he is after having wronged you. To get a front row seat to somebody showing off, somebody who has made no effort to be in your child's life, your daughter's life. You said your daughter asks you all the time, where is her father? And you tell her that, he's in another country with his other family, but as long as she has plenty of love here, don't worry about it. She's gonna worry about it. I think that guilt is consuming you. The guilt of you feeling like you should have done a better job choosing a father for her is consuming you. He didn't show you all these things until you had his baby. Then you started realizing who he was. But that's one of the mistakes people make when they get into sexual relationships too soon with people. That's one of the reasons why you wait. This video is also for the writer, of course, but it's also a cautionary tale for all of you out there, you young women out there, getting into these sexual relationships with these men that you're not really knowing very well. You could get a disease that you can't cure. You could get a child and be stuck with this person for 18 plus years. Take your time to get to know someone before you give them this. You said early on in the letter you got pregnant with him so early. You got pregnant with him and with a baby and then had to get to know him. And the more you got to know him, it was too late because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck with him. And then kind of find out you're not stuck with him because this is the kind of coward that leaves his own child. You know, this video is also to me about forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself for making this mistake. The child is not the mistake, the decision was. I heard this quote from Oprah once that I absolutely love. I'll never forget it. It's one of my favorite ways to talk about forgiveness. Oprah had this falling out with one of her friends once, and she was really mad about it, really bitter about it, really upset about it. And she said one day she was driving along in her car, and she saw the person who she was having all this animosity towards. The person was standing on the side of the road at his little stoplight, just laughing her head off. And Oprah was just looking at her, and Oprah was just thinking, oh my gosh, like she's happy. Here I am miserable. Like if she's not worried about it, then I'm not worried about it. He has clearly gone on with his life, and you're going to have to do the same. Right now your heart is like this. You don't ever want to trust anybody again. And you're not going to let the guy that God actually has chosen for you in if you stay like this. At some point you have to have a little more faith. You have to trust again and open yourself up again. Always, always, always ask God how He feels about who you're dating. Don't ask Him after the fact. Don't ask Him once you're already pregnant, once you're already in love, once you've already been with Him 6 months to 9 months to a year. No, as soon as I meet Him, God, don't even let me start to fall for this guy if he's not the one for me. If he's going to break my heart, get him out of my face immediately, Father. Let me do or say something that's going to turn him off. Don't allow me to get heartbroken. Father, protect my heart. You have to heal for your sake, for your daughter's sake. She has to see you being strong and see you being open to love again. I've seen so many people who I know personally in my family who let one bad relationship keep them single for the rest of their lives. They're in their 40s, they're in their 50s, and they never got married. They let this one dude who has gone on to live an amazing life, he's got another family, got other kids and all that, but they let the pain hold on. They've held on to it. They nurtured it like it was a flower. They fed it and gave it water and they gave it sunlight, and they allowed the pain to grow root and just grow in them. And they've been bitter for years. They have never truly been happy. They're always tight-lipped at somebody's wedding. I don't want that for you. You gotta let this pain go. Ask God to heal your heart and to take every bit of pain and bitterness out of you. It's been years. The fact that you know that He's happy and living His life, that should say, you know what? I can't be the only one still mad about this. Forgiveness is a gift that you give yourself. You're not forgiving Him for Him. He doesn't even seem like He's sorry. Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could be any different. You also may never get an apology. You may never get closure. You may have to get those things for yourself. If somebody doesn't give it to you, you may have to take it. So you know what? He's probably not sorry, but that's okay. I still have to move on. I have a life that I want to live, and I'm not going to let this bitterness grow root in me. I got to go on with my life. I'm not going to let him be the catalyst that changes the course of my life. I'm not going to be a miserable old woman because of this one man. I'm going to be open to love again. I love the wrong one this time, but the next time I love, God willing, I will love someone who's worthy of my love, who deserves my love, who will never mistreat it, take advantage of it, manipulate it. God, I thank you for helping me dodge this huge bullet. Thank you for not letting me become part of this family, a family that can turn their back on blood. Thank you for not letting me be with somebody so selfish, somebody so uncaring, somebody so cold, somebody who would ever turn his back on his own child. You don't want him. You don't want any part of that. You see what he is. Oh, he's pretending to be happy, and don't even think about being jealous of the wife, because little does she know, if he can turn his back on your child, he can turn his back on yours. So no matter how happy she looks in the pictures or how happy they appear to be on Facebook, who knows you know what kind of man he really is. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Be sure to check out my book. It's called The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. It's available on CreateSpace, Amazon, and also downloadable in Kindle. I cannot wait to see you guys this year at High Heels, High Standards 2016. We are sold out. However, we do have a waiting list. If you still want to get on the waiting list, be sure to check out the link in the description box so you can see me there. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until next time, later, divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.